Let us start, inshallah. Let us start. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسوله الكريم وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي اللهم أخرجنا من ظلمات الوهم وأكرمنا بنور الفهم وافتح علينا بمعرفة العلم وسهل أخلاقنا بالحلم وجعلنا ممن يستمعون القول فيتبعون أحسنه اللهم اجعل أعمالنا خالصة لوجهك ولا تجعل فيها حظا لغيرك وصل اللهم على سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How's everyone today? Alhamdulillah. Keeping up with the Sarf and the Nahu and all the other stuff. Alhamdulillah. So, for today, inshallah, before we get into our lesson again, you know, as we all know by now, we're doing Sarf over here, as opposed to the Nahu that we do with Maulana Khalil. What do we learn about in Sarf? Tell me now again. What do we learn about in Sarf? Okay, I'm hearing babs, I'm hearing fa'ala. There's one sentence I told you. To an action is one sentence. You see, why I want you to remember this is because then you'll always know what to identify as the main concept in a lesson. Right? One sentence I told you. This is what Sarf is all about. How the change in the form of a word causes a change in the meaning. You must always remember that, right? What we're learning about in Sarf is how a change in the form of a word causes a change in the meaning of a word. If you remember that, then you'll know exactly what the main lesson is every week, inshallah. Right? So the first week, we learned that standard form fa'ala and fa'alat. We changed the endings just for the first. We learned 4 words on the first day, and then last week we learned the rest of that scale. But all that we were doing is we were changing something. What were we changing? Change the ending of those words, and that changed the meaning. So, how did I change the form? I changed the ending. How did it change the meaning? It changed who was doing the action. Right? And all of that was encompassed. The concept that we learned there was formally learnt through repeating the scale and repeating who was doing the action each time. Right? But basically by us saying فعل فعلوا فعلت فعلنا فعلت فعلتم فعلتي فعلتن فعلتوا فعلنا. So we're going to learn something new today, inshallah. But before we do that, as I told you, Sarf is going to be like super tons of revision. Now you must imagine, if I've been teaching this for I don't know how many years, maybe say, I just make up a random number every time, but say like about 8 years or so. Then, if you feel sorry for yourself, how much you're repeating it, imagine Mullah Khalil makes me do this every year. So, just bear with me, right? We're going to say the scales. It's to solidify it, refresh our minds with it, and refresh all of the concepts related to it. And then you're going to see today, with a new concept, how that scale that we learned stretches far beyond just that one word, fa'ala. Right? So let's see. Everybody starts with me. Everybody said, Bismillah. Fa'ala, he did. Fa'ala, he did. Fa'alu, they many males did. Fa'alat, she did. Fa'alna, they males did. Fa'alta, you one male did. Fa'altum, you many males did. Fa'alti, you one female did. Fa'altunna, you many females did. Fa'altu, I did. Fa'alna, we did. Let's say that one more time. Everybody, Bismillah. Fa'ala, he did. Fa'alu, they many males did. Fa'alat, she did. Fa'alna, they many females did. Fa'alta, you one male did. Fa'altum, you many males did. Fa'alti, you one female did. Fa'altunna, you many females did. Fa'altu, I did. Fa'alna, we did. Right, good. Okay, ladies, let me just hear the lady say it. Bismillah. Good, mashallah. Brothers? Fa'ala? What's happening? First I was thinking, hey, the brothers don't like multitasking, that's why they're not doing the answers, but then we just faded away. Come on. Bismillah, say it again. Bismillah, Bismillah, come on. Bismillah. Fa'ala, he did. Fa'alu, they many males did. Fa'alat, she did. Fa'alna, they many females did. Fa'alta, you one male did. Fa'altum, you many males did. Fa'alti, you one female did. Fa'altunna, you many females did. Fa'altu, I did. Fa'alna, we did. Alhamdulillah. I don't know if that's because I was saying it with you with the mic or. But Bismillah, inshallah. I know usually the brothers don't do their homework. But inshallah, may Allah make us all solidified in this stuff. And do your homework, inshallah. Just a question. The homework was sufficient, right? Yeah, alhamdulillah. I'm not asking you whether it was too much. Okay. So again, just quickly before we moved on. Through going through those that page with the translation and every time having to pick out the verb, hopefully, inshallah, that got your mind used to the changes. When I see ti, you want female. When I see ta, you want male. When I see na, we. When I see tum, you many males. When I see tunna, you many females. So perhaps, hopefully, going through that would have honed your mind into the changes at the ends of the words and what they actually mean, inshallah, right? I'm just going to chuck some words on the board. It's the same words we had last time before we move on. Tell me what it means, quickly. Fa'alti. You should be able to do it quicker than last time now. Fa'alti. You one. Female did, right? She did. Fa'alat. Alright, good. Okay, that may be a little bit harder. I did. Fa'al. Tu, right. Fa'altum. You many males did, right? فعلتن, you many females did. فعلنا, we did, right? They many females did. Not فعلتن, they. فعلنا, right? فعلت, you one male did, right? You many males did. فعلتم. فعلوا. Fa'alu, they many males did, right? He did. Not ta, I'm hearing ta, no. Fa'ala, this is the first one. He, fa'ala. You must never get that wrong in your life. Oh, that makes me scared. Okay, don't worry. Some people are getting it faster than other people. That's not a problem. The important thing is that everybody is working towards understanding it very quickly. Right. So at the end of the last lesson, I put up this slide, right? And we said that there's two main components. The first component is the three root letters, which is signified by fa, a, la. Right? And that tells us what action is being done. Then we have additions to the word, like the stuff we change at the end. The u that we attached, the tunna, the tum, the na, the tu, the ti, the ta, all of those things that we attach in, they give us some additional information. And what will that additional information be about? It will be about when was the action done and who did the action. So thus far, we didn't learn about the when yet. Right? We didn't learn about the when. So I don't expect you to know that. Right? We didn't learn about the when. We did learn about the who. He, they, she, they, you, right? All that stuff. So we did learn about the who. We didn't learn about when. We did learn about the who, how we changed that. The what, we learned a little bit about it. We only learned one word. That word was to do. Fa'ala, to do. So I want to show how we can extend this scale, or drawing on from the analogy that I mentioned last week, this muffin tray, for lack of a better word, how we can put other types of fillings in there and basically come out with a new meaning. So how do we do that? Don't worry about that. If I went through it fast, that means you weren't supposed to see it. I put up some words on the board there, right? What does the first word say there? Fataha. Okay. What changed between fa'ala and fataha? The stay the same, right? Right? All of that stay the same. What changed? The letters that make it up. So fa'ala was replaced with fataha. Right. If I look at fatahu, what changed there? Not between fataha and fatahu, but what changed between fa'ala, fa'alu and fatahu? What changed? Only the letters, right? If I were to leave out the letters, I can't actually say it without letters, but let's just say all of them were hamzas. It would have been u. Same thing, right? Fa'alu, fatahu. The only thing that changed is the letters. Everybody see that? Let's look at the next one. Fatahat. Fatahat. What changed between fa'alat and fatahat? Only the letters. Which letters? Not the extra stuff that got attached at the end, right? Only those first three letters. That was in the place of fa'ala. Right? And then the next one there says fatahna. Now can you say that for me as a scale? Just think of I'm migrating from fa'ala to fataha. So I say fataha, fatahu, fatahat, fatahna. Shouldn't be too hard, isn't it? Right? All that I'm doing is now, I'm just changing those first three letters. So everybody say it for me quickly. Everybody change for me. Fataha, fatahu, fatahat, fatahna, fatahta, fatahtum, fatahti, fatahtunna, fatahtu, fatahna. Again, everybody. Fataha, fatahu, fatahat, fatahna, fatahta, fatahtum, fatahti, fatahtunna, fatahtu, fatahna. Right. So what did we say? Okay, say it one more time, brother. 3 for the barakah. Bismillah. Sunnah. Say fataha, everybody. Fataha, fatahu, fatahat, fatahna, fatahta, fatahtum, fatahti, fatahtunna, fatahtu, fatahna. MashaAllah. What I'm hearing is that most of you could say the scale with not a lot of difficulty. Right? And it should be so, because all that we changed is we changed the fa'ala to fataha. Everything else stayed the same. All of the harakat stayed the same on every single word. The harakat, by that I mean the baris or the tashkil or whatever you want to call it. All of those things stayed exactly the same. The only thing that changed is I changed those first three letters. So because we've been drilling that scale into ourselves, now to just change the letters at the beginning but to keep the whole shell is not very difficult. But what did we say? When we had that diagram on the board, we said what? The first three letters is the main component. What does it tell me? Isn't it? What was being done? So previously, the action that was being done was just to do. Fa'ala meant to do. What do you think fataha means? Fataha means to open. The root letters Fataha mean to open. So when I now say Fataha, what does it mean? He one male or he opened. He opened. Fatahu, they many males opened. Now instead of did, now it's opened. Fatahat, she opened. Fatahna, they many females opened. Fatahta, you one male opened. Fatahtum, you many males opened. Fatahti, you one female opened. Fatahtunna, you many females opened. Fatahtu, I opened. Fatahna, we opened. So everything stayed the same, except what now in terms of the meaning? Just the action. Instead of saying did, I'm saying opened. So what did I say at the beginning? In Sarf, we are learning about how a change in the form of the word causes a change in the meaning of the word. Right? So what change in form did we have? We changed the root letters. Right? Or if that hasn't been deeply explained, we changed the first three letters. Right? How did it change the meaning? It changed the action that was done. That's the concept for the lesson. That's the concept for the lesson. Right? The rest of the lesson is just repetition, ingraining it into our minds and seeing how other root letters can do the same. Right? How we can do the same with other root letters. So now, you can give me any word that you learned in Arabic. Kharaja. Okay, but uncle seems to know that already. I want somebody, give me a word that you don't know, just maybe an ism that you heard. Anything. Qalb. Or, for example, you know sujood, you know the word sujood, right? Okay, the word sujood has root letters. We're going to learn about root letters, don't worry about it. Sajada. So I can make a verb from it. Sajada, sajadu, sajadat, sajadna. Sajadta, sajadtum, sajatti, sajadtuna, sajattu, sajadna. I'm just taking the root letters and I'm putting it onto this scale. And you can do it with, like, most words. You just identify root letters. So what does sujood mean? Prostration. So what do you think sajada means? He prostrated. Sajadu, they many males prostrated. Sajadat, sajadna, they many females prostrated. Sajadta, you one male prostrated. Sajadtum, sajati, you one female prostrated. Sajadtunna, you many females prostrated. Sajadtu, I prostrated. Sajadna, we prostrated. You can take another word, abada. You know what is ibadah? Ibadah means to worship. The root is abada. Abada, abadu, abadat, abadna, abadta, abatum, abati, abatuna, abatu, abadna. Right? I'm just saying it fast because I don't want you to focus on that too much. But what's that concept? We just changed the root. We took like any random words that we knew. We just put it on this scale of fa'ala. By taking the root letters from there and putting it on the root letters here. And then we made, with each of those words, we made 10 new words. Right? So this is the beauty of Sarf, or the structure of the Arabic language. That by learning a couple of scales, you can now take any root letters that you know, shove it into that scale, and it's going to formulate a very predictable meaning. Right? And there's more scales to learn. In time we'll uncover all of them, inshallah. But we're starting off somewhere. Right? So you learned one scale. Fa'ala, fa'alu, fa'alat, fa'alna, fa'alta, fa'altum, fa'alti, fa'altunna, fa'altu, fa'alna. Now all I need to do is just learn what action is attached to some root letters, and then I can form this whole scale. I have to make.